This incident took place at the San Francisco Zoo, where a seemingly calm female Siberian tiger carried out an attack that shocked the entire world. In today's video, you will witness some of the most disturbing, mysterious, and unbelievable animal attack cases. Stories so intense, they will leave you stunned. Number 1. In December 2005, a female Siberian tiger named Tatiana was brought to the San Francisco Zoo. She was transferred there to become a companion for a 14-year-old male tiger named Tony. At first, everything seemed normal. Tatiana was considered calm and non-aggressive. She showed no signs of violence and had never attacked a human, but that calm would not last. 1 year later, on December 22, 2006, Tatiana attacked a human for the first time. A zoo caretaker named Lori Krenzer was feeding Tatiana near the enclosure grill. Without warning, Tatiana suddenly lunged, forced her paw through the bars, grabbed Lori's arm, and pulled it inside. In seconds, the damage was catastrophic. Lori's arm was shredded beyond repair. She underwent multiple major surgeries. Doctors were ultimately forced to amputate her arm. The attack made national headlines across the United States. After this incident, the zoo was temporarily shut down. Security was significantly upgraded, enclosures were reinforced, and the zoo was eventually reopened. But the worst was still to come. Exactly 1 year later, on Christmas night 2007, tragedy struck again. 3 young men entered the zoo. 1. Carlos Sousa. 2. Kulbir Dhaliwal. 3. Paul Dhaliwal. As they moved through the zoo, they stopped near Tatiana's enclosure. Later investigations revealed all 3 were under the influence of alcohol and drugs. They began taunting the tiger. They threw food, stones, and objects into the enclosure. They believed they were safe because between them and the tiger stood a 12.5-foot wall and a deep protective moat. They thought the tiger could never reach them. They were wrong. After being repeatedly provoked, Tatiana snapped. In a single powerful leap, she cleared the 12.5-foot wall, crossed the moat, and reached the young men in seconds. Her first target was Carlos Sousa. Within moments, he was knocked to the ground. He suffered severe head and neck injuries and died at the scene. Tatiana then turned her focus toward Kulbir and Paul. They ran for their lives. Barely escaping the zoo, they called 911 in absolute terror. When police arrived, Tatiana was still highly aggressive, still attempting to attack officers, attempted to distract her. When she refused to retreat, police were forced to open fire. Tatiana was killed on the spot. The nation demanded answers. Was the zoo unsafe? Was the wall too low? Was security inadequate? Investigators concluded the 12.5-foot wall met international safety standards. The enclosure was technically secure. The direct cause of the attack was intentional provocation. All 3 men were under the influence of substances. After the incident, Kulbir and Paul filed a lawsuit against the zoo, but after some time, both stopped appearing in court. Many believe they came to understand their own role in the tragedy. Meanwhile, the zoo was once again temporarily closed. Security was made even stricter, and the facility was later reopened. This tragedy left behind a powerful message. Wild animals may appear calm, but they are never domesticated. Provoking a predator is a direct invitation to death. And even one moment of reckless behavior can destroy multiple lives. That Christmas night, 1 young man lost his life, 1 tiger lost her life, and the true cause was human arrogance and negligence. Number 2. This is one of those rare wartime stories that sounds unbelievable until you realize it was reported in a real newspaper. A moment when human war was forced to pause because nature itself turned into the enemy. This incident took place during World War I. On February 15, 1917, the Oklahoma City Times published a shocking report sent from the Eastern Front, where brutal fighting was underway between Russian and German armies. But in the middle of that battlefield, something completely unexpected happened. The region where Russian and German troops were facing each other was also the natural hunting ground of a large pack of wild wolves. The wolves had lived in that area long before the armies arrived. But when heavy artillery fire and gun battles began, something terrifying followed. Several wolves were wounded by gunfire. Some were killed in the crossfire. And after this, the entire pack turned violently aggressive. According to the newspaper report, the wolves attacked sleeping soldiers at night. They targeted troops resting in trenches. They struck in organized packs. The attacks were so fast and brutal that soldiers had almost no time to react. At first, both armies ignored the threat. They believed it was a short-term problem that would disappear on its own. But they were wrong. As days passed, wolf attacks intensified. Soldiers from both sides were being killed. Fear began spreading through the camps. Troops were now facing death not only from bullets, but from predators. Eventually, the situation became so uncontrollable that something unheard of happened. Russian and German forces temporarily stopped fighting each other. And for the first time, both enemy armies joined together to fight the wolves. This was a historic and extremely rare moment in warfare. According to reports, both armies conducted joint armed patrols. They launched search and destroy operations. Wolf dens were located, and heavy gunfire was used to clear the area. After several days of intense effort, the wolf pack was finally driven out of the battlefield. Only after the wolves were gone did the two armies return to fighting each other. The war resumed. This strange and chilling event reveals a deep truth. When danger becomes extreme, even enemies can become human again for a moment, and survival becomes more important than conflict. It shows that even during a global war, human rivalry can briefly disappear when nature itself becomes the enemy. For a short time in 1917, the battlefield had no Russia or Germany. There was only humanity versus the wild. Number 3. This is one of the most disturbing and heartbreaking animal attack cases in Canadian history. The incident took place in August 2013 in the city of Campbellton, located in the New Brunswick province of Canada. The case was so serious that its court proceedings continued until November 2016. The man at the center of this case was Jean-Claude Savoie, a local resident who owned a pet store in Campbellton. He kept many animals at his property, including a massive 14-foot-long African rock python. At the time of the incident, 2 young boys were staying at Savoie's home. Noah Porter, age 4, Connor Barton, age 6. The children were relatives of another resident in the house and were temporarily living there. One night, while both children were asleep in their bedroom on the 2nd floor, something terrifying happened above them. The python was kept in an enclosure on the 3rd floor. Although the cage was locked, it had a ventilation pipe about 10 centimeters wide. Through that narrow opening, the 14-foot-long python escaped. Silently, in the darkness of the night, the snake moved down to the 2nd floor and into the children's bedroom. Within minutes, the python wrapped itself around both boys and crushed them to death by suffocation. When the adults discovered the scene the next morning, both children were found dead in their beds. Clear constriction marks were visible on their bodies. The python was still inside the room. Seeing the danger, authorities killed the snake immediately. The entire community was left in shock. During the investigation, police confirmed the python had been hungry for several days. The children had visible bite and constriction injuries. The official cause of death was asphyxiation, suffocation. The escape route was traced directly to the ventilation pipe. Jean-Claude Savoie was arrested and charged with criminal negligence. Prosecutors argued that a highly dangerous snake should not have been kept in a home where children were living without maximum safety measures. After a full trial, in November 2016, the court delivered its verdict. Jean-Claude Savoie was found not guilty. The court ruled that the enclosure was locked. The ventilation pipe was extremely narrow. Savoie could not have reasonably predicted that a snake of that size could escape through such an opening. The incident was officially classified as a tragic accident, not intentional negligence. This case stands as one of the most horrifying reminders in the world of animal attacks. A pet snake, inside a normal home, took the lives of 2 innocent children in a single night. This tragedy delivers a powerful warning. Wild and massive animals are never truly safe, even when kept as pets. Some dangers cannot be controlled, and sometimes one silent night is all it takes to change lives forever. So what are your thoughts on all of these animal attack cases? Let me know in the comments below. And for more intense real-life stories like these, make sure to subscribe to the channel.